Welcome
to Munda Makeover.
We have traveled all over Zambia to find hardworking farmers.
We want to share their success stories,
And where there are challenges, we will bring experts to help them gain the extra knowledge they need.
so they can adapt and make their farms more productive even while the climate changes
We want to support them to get better yields.
and increase their income.
We will see how farmers from across the country can benefit from our experts' advice.
While also learning from each other in so many ways.
Join us on these journeys and share in the farmers' experiences as they improve their farms.
On Munda Makeover!
Hey, Cozy, I've got that feeling, you know what I mean? That funny feeling.
I feel it too, Vikacha. It feels like there's rain in the air.
Which is what we all want because it's planting time.
And as farmers, it is very important that we are fully prepared. Our ground is cleared, our fertilizer is ready, our seed is chosen, our tools are on standby.
Hey, I'm prepared, Cozy.
How's that, Vikacha?
Because, unlike some people, I remembered my umbrella.
Umbrella. Vikacha! This week, we're in Chilanga, in Kafue district.
And we're visiting Mr and Mrs Sinkala.
Hello, hello. Fine, thank you.
They have 4 children,
Their farm covers 7 hectares.
and the favorite crops include cassava, maize, and onions.
Thank you for having us on your farm, Mr and Mrs Sinkala. I don't know if I've ever seen this much onion.
Yes, this onion came from the farm.
Right.
We just harvested first week of November. We planted in June. We got about 280 bags.
280 bags. How big was the piece of land where you planted it?
Small. It was just 50 by 50,
50 by 50?
Yes. We are offloading. I would like to sell it off at one time.
Of course. So you hear that? If you're looking for onion, this is the place. We're just in Chilanga.
Since we're here now, how can we help?
We love farming and would like to learn more things.
Okay.
We do maize. We would like to do beans on a large scale. Yes, and cassava. I come from Lwapula. I love cassava leaves. I love cassava leaves. I can eat it Monday to Monday.
We have some experts just for that.
You know, agriculture is about learning.
Right.
Every day we want to learn. You know, I'm an electrical engineer by training.
So who is in charge of the farm?
She's the manager. She's the CEO.
Fantastic.
I'm the assistant.
How much is your pay?
You should help me to renegotiate.
No, fantastic. We will disappear, go and get our experts to help bring some of this knowledge to the farm, and then we'll be back.
Extremely good.
We'll see you shortly.
Okay.
All right then. Bye-bye.
This week, we're focusing on planting. And of course, the first step is to choose crops that are best matched with your climate and soil type. But that's not the only characteristic to look for. They should also have good nutritional value. This will not only help your family grow strong and healthy, it will also fetch better market price. And what is this wonder crop? Well, it's the Mbereshi bean. Here to tell us all about it, Emily Mwale Banda, the country head for Harvest Plus in Zambia. Mrs. Sinkala here has been growing beans basically for home consumption, right?
Yes, I'd like to learn more. I would like to grow it on a large scale and see how I can improve my economy.
In Zambia, we have many varieties of beans, and there are some that are popular. But there's this special one that has been introduced in Zambia. We call it Mbereshi beans. It is high in iron than any other beans that we have in this country.
Oh, wow.
I have it here. It cooks just as quick as the other beans in the country, and it tastes very nice with very thick soup. But nutritionally, you gain more from Mbereshi than any other beans.
Okay.
We have quite a high percentage of children and reproductive women that highly need this nutrient for them to actually grow very well and for them to nurture the child that they are carrying or even the child they are nursing to have good nutrition.
What benefits does iron bring to the body?
Iron builds blood in our body. And what does blood do for us? It transports oxygen and removes the carbon dioxide.
And it's not just oxygen the blood transports around the body. Vital supplies of iron and other nutrients are also delivered where they are needed to help keep us strong and healthy.
The person that does not have enough blood in their body will suffer from anemia. They feel tiredness even when they wake up in the morning. Zambia is one of the countries that are in red in terms of anemia. The other thing that iron contributes to us is the development of cognitive abilities.
The brains.
Yes, being brainy.
Okay, so now, Miss Emily, how is the market like for these beans? How is the demand? Is it high? Is it low?
The market for Mbereshi bean is growing. So you will not be stranded with your bean.
Okay, that's really great. Now, let's find out about planting. Getting a bean off to a good start makes the difference between an average crop and a bumper harvest. The Mbereshi bean is capable of producing up to 40 by 50 kilo bags of beans in a hectare. And who doesn't want that? Ah, good. I see we already have our first planting line prepared.
With the beans, in terms of line separation, we use 60 centimeters. So can you make another line going that direction? Thank you. We now need to apply fertilizer. It's very important that when you are planting a crop, you provide food as well.
For 1 hectare of beans, you will need 2 bags of 50 kg planting fertilizer that's high in phosphorus. Sprinkle the fertilizer along the rows.
And now when we come to planting, I'm still going to use a ruler. So for bean, it's every 10 centimeters where you plant.
Okay.
Because some people just broadcast throwing it like that. That is resulting into planting too many plants in a very small space, and they'll fight for food, and the production will not be as effective. And so, every 10 centimeters, you drop in your seed. Mrs. Sinkala, I've demonstrated on how to plant. Here is the ruler.
Yeah, she hasn't yet eaten the beans, but she's doing the exam already.
Yeah.
We'll see the brains.
Congratulations, this is very good.
Cover the bean with a soil, and then your next harvest will give you high iron Mbereshi beans.
Thank you. I'll be a millionaire in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Watch this space. I'm very excited. I plan to do a bigger field because I've got more knowledge now on beans.
Now, I'm going to find out how to grow a plant that is highly nutritious. Any ideas? It's cassava, of course, and it's a crop in high demand. It's used in the brewing industry to make lager and even as fuel for engines. Here to tell us all about it is Matthias Tembo from Zari and Plant Village.
When you look at the potential of cassava production, if you're going to grow cassava very well, you are expected to produce about 40 tons per hectare of cassava.
Wow.
But what I'm seeing here is a production that can result in just about 5 tons per hectare of cassava. That is very, very low. Now, the problem that has been caused is the farming practices among the farmers. If you can see from your field where you have planted your cassava here, you can tell between this plant and this plant here, there's a spacing of just about 20 centimeters.
Right.
This spacing is very, very small. It basically means that the cassava cannot grow outward. And when you look at the stems, it's very small.
Yeah.
So that's why we are recommending that it has to be a spacing of 1 meter by 1 meter.
Right.
And also, one thing that you need to consider when you're going to select your field, you have to ensure that it's free of stones.
Right, so if there's stones in the ground, it can stop the roots from developing nicely?
Yes. Now, Because of high rainfall, currently right now, a lot of farmers are complaining to say cassava is rotting in their fields. It's because they just practice on a flat land, and this is why we're promoting the use of ridges. Because when you put on the ridges, the water will just be able to collect in between the ridges. The ridges have got to be 1 meter by 1 meter. If you can look at this plant, you see that white insect, which is called mealybug. But you can manage it. You just cut off the upper plant. You cut off all the plants that are kind of stunted and bunch them together and then just go burn them. The new shoots will come out clean.
I can see that there are some termites that have been crawling up this plant, and it doesn't look like it's doing too well.
The termites have been found as one of the biggest causes of rotting in cassava. As that rotting starts going downwards onto the roots. And just closer to it, these dry leaves. So when they find dead grass like that, that's where the termites go to. When they finish eating this grass, then they start attacking the cassava stems. So when you weed off your field, try to bury it under with some soil. Don't leave it in the open.
I used to see my grandmother in the village. They would grow a field of cassava and they would keep it for about 5 years or so.
We have to rotate the fields.
Oh, okay. There's crop rotation also in cassava?
Yes, there's crop rotation. So this crop, if it is grown for 2 years, you need to approach it and come and put in another crop. We recommend a legume, beans, groundnuts. That way, we are breaking the cycle of the pests and the diseases that are in that cassava fields. And this is what we are saying. We need to change our production of cassava from the old system and be taking advantage and growing cassava as a business.
Will it make me rich?
Yes, because we're interested in becoming millionaires.
We found that cassava can give you quite good yields and quite good income, because if you're going to get 500 bags from one lima, on average you're getting a bag of 50 kg, around 200 kwacha. That gives you 100,000 kwacha from one lima. That's just one lima. That is not bad, really.
Plant cassava early when the rains have started and the ground is still wet. Choose an early maturing variety that can be harvested in 12 to 16 months. Build ridges for planting with tops 1 meter apart.
And when I put it here in between the two ridges, it's able to give me 1 meter in between. The first important thing also is the planting material has to be good.
Choose a fresh stem about 30 centimeters long with evenly spaced nodes. Make sure the nodes are facing upwards. Push the stems roughly 2/3 into the ridges, leaving around 4 nodes above the ground. Plant stems 1 meter apart. Plant straight or at an angle is okay too. Cassava doesn't need much fertilizer, but after 1 month, you can add a small amount of decompound or manure next to the stem. And that's it. Keep the field weed-free and you'll have a bumper harvest.
All along I thought cassava is just something that you plant, you don't even think it can have any disease, and plant anyhow. I've learned a lot. I'm excited.
Studies show that female farmers have lower rates of agricultural productivity than male farmers. Ladies, is it because we are not good at farming? I hear you say, no, that's right. These same studies show the reason is because we women lack access to inputs, to fertilizers, to pesticides. In short, we lack access to knowledge. But listen up, there's some knowledge coming our way, and she's here right now. Meet gender expert Dr. Emma Stambuli, founder and CEO of GREAT, Gender Research Evaluations and Training. Mrs. Sinkala runs a successful business selling seedlings, so we want to find out what lessons we can learn from her to help other women start their own businesses. But first, I am taking Dr. Emma to meet Mr. Sinkala, because understanding the role Mr. Sinkala played in supporting his wife is an important part of their story. So let's go to the greenhouse and find out what challenges the couple faced not just as farmers, but also as business people and as a married couple building a life together. Where we are right now, there's a lot involved.
Yes.
I mean, you just didn't wake up and you have all the market and all the information.
I was a regular customer for Syngenta. I
Okay.
was buying tomato seeds from them. So when they had a project of looking for young plant raisers, I was picked as one of them. We were about 21 of us, and they took us for training. I'm now also working with Seedco. I'm
Okay.
also raising their seedlings, Seedco. And then
Nice.
from there, I've been attending workshops. That's where I get the knowledge,
Okay.
agriculture knowledge.
You've been leading the farm, of course, with the support of Mr. Sinkala
Yeah.
right here, yes.
Yeah, he's been very supportive. He's been my backup.
Ooh.
Whenever I fall, he picks me up.
Support system.
Yes, support system is there. So the challenges I've been facing as a woman in agriculture, mostly it's funding, and also people look down on you as a woman because they think what men does you cannot do. But sometimes when I have business with men, they say, do you do this alone? Then I tell them I do it with my husband, but I'm the lead. Yeah.
Does the fact that the wife is in the lead, does that make you insecure? Does that make you uncomfortable?
Not at all. In fact, very, very big blessing because sometimes I'm so busy with other projects that I do. And I see her literally running the farm even when I'm out of this place. She's just there and she's on top of things. By the way, in terms of knowledge, I will say it slowly. She's better than me.
So what can we tell the other men?
I always wonder, how do they manage without complimenting to each other? Because I think we are a team. I think I would encourage my fellow men. They need to be very supportive. They need to collaborate if really they want to see growth in whatever they are doing. More so in agriculture. Agriculture requires a lot of attention. Acquiring knowledge in this field is very, very important.
Okay.
She's gone for trainings out of town.
How long?
Maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And
You're not complaining?
no, not at all, not even a bit. When she's empowered during trainings, the whole farm is benefiting. Why should I not support her? Please support your wives. This is a perfect example. On the farm, she does more than I do, to be honest.
Now, what our expert is challenging here is the idea that women have to do all the housework and men do not. What we are really looking for is a balance.
I think what we are seeing here is a classic example of where a family is working together and they complement each other in terms of whatever different skills they have for the betterment of the family. But we also need to be involving the husbands and all other males. As you've heard, she's been able to attend training for as long as 3 weeks. To be able to access knowledge and bring it home is absolutely important for the success of a farming enterprise.
And you know what makes me happy? Their son is seeing what the father is doing. He would do the same to the wife. The circle of life, you know?
Yes.
So the future is bright.
The future is bright, yes, and it continues because it's learning from what is happening here.
Right. And next time I'm looking for an in-law, I heard you have a son.
You need to work together with your husband for you to succeed. He's a partner. He should be a partner in everything. When you are doing farming as a woman, you need your man on the side.
So, with the support Mrs. Sinkala is getting from her husband, we're going to be building some girl power on this show from now on. You think I can boost the power too, Cozy?
Vikacha, you are a powerhouse already, and don't I know it? But wait a minute. There's another way you can boost your power. You are what you eat. And if you eat well, then you grow well too. Come see my power. Mrs. Sinkala has been growing white maize and doing well. But could she be doing even better? I want to introduce her to growing orange maize. It's a powerhouse full of nutritional benefits and does well in the market too. Mrs. Banda, are you happy with the way she's left the field, or do you think she should have removed all of these things?
I am very, very happy. Because before the introduction of fertilizer, the residue was kept in the field and used as manure for the next crop.
Right, I see.
With this cover, she's also protecting soil erosion.
Indeed. I see our farmer coming in here to join us. Hello. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
So that's Mrs. Banda. She is ready to work with us.
White maize is giving us B6 vitamin, which is very good. But we also have the orange maize. And studies have been conducted. It has been proven that it is able to provide us with vitamin A. And Zambia is the first country actually to go orange.
Wow.
It's a maize that is very sweet, even sweeter than the yellow.
The yellow.
Yellow is popular for fresh maize, isn't it?
Yes.
It's better.
Maybe help us understand clearly what the benefit of growing orange maize may be as compared to growing white or yellow maize.
Vitamin A builds our system in order to fight off the diseases.
Right.
And that's building the immune system.
Right.
Vitamin A also works in improving our eyesight. It also works on our skin.
Okay.
Is skin only the skin we have outside? No. In the mouth we have skin. The eyes have skin. The intestines have skin. The old skin dies and the body builds the fresh skin. There are many other benefits that we can get from vitamin A. A child in the first 1,000 critical days from conception in the mother's womb up to 2 years, if it does not receive adequate levels of vitamin A, that child will have stunted growth.
This maize seed that is the GMO, isn't this one of it?
Zambia is one of the countries that has refused to run with GMO crops.
Okay.
And the Minister of Agriculture is safeguarding that, protecting us from having such kind of products.
Right.
It's the good maize that is disease resilient, pest resilient, higher in production, naturally done. So don't get scared. No.
How is it doing in terms of price compared to the other variety of maize on the market?
The market is there. In Zambia, we have a product called Moringa Instant Cereal.
Yes.
That is 98% orange maize product. Wow. And then the famous papas from Yoyo.
The corn snacks. Yeah.
It is also made only from orange maize.
I had no idea. Did you know that?
No.
Well,
Empowered
best
economically.
Yes, and nutritionally.
Okay. And yes.
So as a farmer, there is market.
It was exciting to learn more about orange maize, the nutrients, and I plan to plant it also on a large scale.
Wow, this is great! But all these crops Mrs. Sinkala is expecting are not going to feed on her front veranda, which means we need to build her a storage shed.
That's right, Pikacha. Then she can wait to sell her crops until the market price is high.
So, Mrs. Sinkala, we've come to the end, but not really the end.
That's right. So, right behind you is your shed to make sure that you can store away whatever you need.
Thank you so much, Munda Makeover. I'm very, very grateful. I'm excited about the shed. It's so nice. It's so big. I didn't expect it.
It has done. We do not want to waste your time because we have some work to do as well.
That's
And
right.
Here, you have some customers waiting for those plans.
Fantastic. But we'll see you next week
On another episode of
Munda Makeover!